News 25 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight, jury selection is about to begin for a long-awaited trial, and the county commissioners look into the fiscal budget. News 25 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
A jury draw is scheduled for Monday for a fatal accident case. It's Wednesday, May 8th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Early morning on September 26th of 2016, Christine Weir and her fiancé, Brian Schwanier, were driving past Honeysuckle Park on the way to drop off Christine at her job at Walmart. Weir reportedly wanted to look at the Fall Festival parade floats that were to be lining up before the morning's festivities. The couple and another vehicle driven by Ashley Wynn were reportedly in a crash suddenly. Wynn, who had been finishing up her evening out with friends. The 33-year-old bride-to-be, Christine, was killed in the crash, and 22-year-old mother of one, Ashley, was arrested for DUI. Brian sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The trial is set to begin next month, and a jury draw will be happening next week in our local court. Unette Gentry has more on that proceeding that has many locals pushing for it to move forward more quickly.
In this week's court report, scheduled district court proceedings will move forward as planned for Ashley Wynn, the local woman accused of causing a fatal DUI crash that killed a bride-to-be and injured her fiancé. Wynn's calendar call will be this coming Monday, May 13th. A jury draw is also listed on that date. Notably, Wynn's new trial date is still scheduled to begin June 24th. That will be nearly 3 years to the day from the date of that fatal DUI crash that reportedly involved Wynn at Honeysuckle Street and South Dandelion Street. Wynn's trial dates have been rescheduled several times. Notably, Wynn has remained at liberty while she awaits trial. She's facing the formal charges of DUI causing death and DUI causing bodily harm. Michael Wilson appears in district court recently for an arraignment hearing, change of plea proceedings. Wilson appeared while in custody, and the court notes an issue with a statute with count 1. A rep for the state addresses the court and states that he has done a revised GPA with a new clause regarding the issue. Defense addresses the court and states that Wilson does not wish to accept the plea deal that was offered and wishes to go to trial. The court reviews the issues with the allegation happening as a juvenile and being tried as an adult. Afterward, the court reviews the sentencing requirements with the different counts. Then Wilson himself addresses the court and recites a prior case involving a juvenile. Finally, the state reviews the statute for parole eligibility. Notably, Wilson is one of the 2 area teen brothers who admitted to gruesomely stabbing and killing their mother, Dawn Liebig, at their home. The other defendant in that case is Dakota Saldivar. Regarding Saldivar, who has pleaded not guilty, he last appeared in district court on October 12, 2018. During that arraignment proceeding, Saldivar's court dates were set for 3 weeks in 2019, from October 7th through 11th, 14th through 18th, and 21st through 24th, with a calendar call on August 23rd. Also during that proceeding, the state addresses the court, noting the prosecution wishes to proceed with Mr. Wilson first. During Wilson's arraignment, the court notes this matter has not been negotiated. Then Wilson also pleaded not guilty to counts 1 through 5 of the 6 charges he's facing, including murder with use of a deadly weapon, conspiracy to commit murder, destroying evidence, conspiracy to destroy evidence, and 2 counts of being an accessory to murder. Notably, those are also the same formal charges Saldivar is facing in district court. Wilson also waives his right to a speedy trial, so the court previously set Wilson's trial first for September 9th through 13th, 16th through 20th, and 23rd through 27th, with a calendar call on August 16th. Notably, in separate incidents, Wilson and Saldivar's brother, Michael Liebig, was rearrested back in November while in jail at the Nye County Detention Center after a report of property damage in a jail pod. Liebig also previously had 2 cases bound over to district court with 2017 charges, including felony eluding, 2 counts of battery with use of a deadly weapon, 2 counts of battery upon an officer, and assault with a deadly weapon. And in a separate 2017 case, charges included felony eluding, resisting a public officer with use of a deadly weapon, and possession of a controlled substance. This has been your court report. I'm Unette Gentry for News 25.
Thanks, Unette. Well, let's go to Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Rising trade tensions are spelling trouble for the stock market this week. There's much uncertainty in the market as President Trump threatens to escalate tariffs on Chinese imports, which could be costly to economies around the world. Negotiations are supposed to happen today with a delegation in D.C. from China. Among some of the stock winners in the down market, insurance giant AIG and Beyond Meat. Those shares rallied about 240% since the IPO May 2nd. A strike is slated today by Lyft and Uber drivers demanding better pay and working conditions. Uber is expected to IPO this week. Lyft reported a steep loss in its first earnings news since going public. Revenue came in better than forecast at $776 million. Summer road trips could be costly. The federal government is predicting high crude prices that will trickle down to higher prices at the pump.
Thanks so much, Angela. Well, I'm sure you guys can hear it in my voice. I've got the bug. I know that a lot of you out there have it, and I wish you the best. Kathleen O'Connor's out there fighting this as well. Thank you for all the well wishes, and I'm going to be just in time for the Jay Breslin fundraiser, all healthy and well by Friday. But we'll have more news, including the new royal baby, after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back. Well, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle revealed their royal baby's name today. Baby Sussex's name is Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex introduced Her Majesty the Queen to her 8th great-grandchild at Windsor Castle. Archie Harrison was born on Monday. Congratulations. Commissioners looked into the amended public use tax to help pay for fire and rescue services here in the county.
During the April 30th Board of County Commissioners meeting, the discussion of whether or not to adopt, amend and adopt, or reject the fiscal year 20 Public Safety and Use Tax Plan for Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue was had.
There are some reoccurring costs that are captured in this. When we had the earlier discussions with Savannah on the general fund supporting some staff, there are some staff that we have listed as rovers in our contracts that are reoccurring costs under PSST because they were new additions. So the general fund did not absorb those staff members. PSST did. So they're shown here, as well as some of the equipment that is distributed to them specifically. Also included are some equipment and tools that will be additions. Some monitors, things along those lines. But why I asked Brad to stay here is because there are the mobile data terminals that is almost identical as the GTEC. They are the same things. They do almost the same functions as the sheriff's office. We're cooperating in a spirit of getting the same equipment under the same warranties. Yes, exactly. And so that's why I asked Brad to stay up. So if you have any questions on those.
Same software?
It will be, except it even has the ability to do the tickets, which we wouldn't write the speeding tickets and things that they do, but the unauthorized control burns, parking in fire zones, things along those lines. It gives the ability, dual roles. So it works the same way that Lieutenant Baruchowitz described.
Good idea.
but I wanted to make sure that Brad was here, so if you had any questions regarding the differences.
So same
unique thought.
So same questions I had would be answered the same way about connectivity, 5-year term. We're looking to get that life. If we get 7, we'll all be very happy, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
Okay. I appreciate that it has an additional role that you could write citations. However, I don't want to take you away from your primary mission, which is you guys are stretched out very thin, putting out fires across.
Well, and a lot of those calls come from unauthorized controlled burns. So this gives us, it dovetails right in there with the ability. The other thing I asked Brad to stay here is also for the 800 megahertz mobile radios. There's 2 different sections here. One is for the 2 new ambulances, which are current capital improvements or capital projects. They have to have new radios installed on them. They're under a Motorola-based program. State EMS requires us to have 800 radios under a Harris proprietary system, even though they're both 800. They have this ability to communicate, but not that you might think, and Brad is the expert on that subject matter. But we need those for the new ambulances because the equipment that they distributed several years ago is no longer supported. You can't even get the parts for them. So that is part of this particular project as well.
The fiscal year 20 Public Safety and Use Tax Plan was adopted with a unanimous vote.
I'd like to adopt the FY20 Public Safety and Use Tax, PSST, plan for the Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue.
Second. We have a motion and a second to adopt the fiscal year 20 PSS plan for Pahrump Valley Fire Rescue. Public comment. Seeing nothing, all those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Unanimous?
Welcome.
Thank you.
More from the BOCC after this break.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, Nye County Judge Kent Jasperson and Judge Gus Sullivan discussed with commissioners about possibly getting a court reporter for their justice court.
We're requesting the court reporter position because of the fact it's become evident that we can no longer obtain these services out of Las Vegas. The court reporter is kind of a funny thing. They come from Las Vegas generally. They charge us a per diem for driving out here. They charge us an appearance fee for driving out here. But where they make their bread and butter is by how many pages they actually sit in the courtroom and type as court is in session, because they charge the next number of dollars per page. In the past, I don't know, few years, several years, things end up getting plea bargained, they get negotiated, they get kicked out. So the court reporter drives out from Las Vegas, gets her appearance fee, gets her per diem, but then doesn't make any money on the other side where they make their bread and butter by doing X number of pages in a day. So now court reporters refuse to come out here anymore because of that, because they're not making any money. They can stay in Las Vegas, they can do transcripts for depositions, they can do other transcripts and make more money in Las Vegas, so they won't come out here. There are specific incidences in the NRS that require a court reporter. For instance, a homicide trial, you're required to have a court reporter physically in the courtroom at every stage of the proceeding in a homicide trial. We can't get them to come out here.
Judge Kent Jasperson says that there isn't a lot of downtime for court reporters and that a court reporter would be looking at least 4 days of solid work with maybe 1 day of downtime. During the discussion, Commissioner Wickman asks about how much money is allotted for the court reporter in Beatty.
I actually pulled numbers, so for current fiscal year 19, we have $3,000 of expenses, fiscal 18, $4,000, and fiscal 17 was generating as I speak. Hang on just a second. About $1,000 in fiscal 17, so we may be able to move $3,000 or $4,000 out of the Beatty Justice Court Services and Supply budget towards this, and the Pahrump Justice Court, as listed on the agenda, they have $60,000 that's set aside for court reporting for an independent contractor that could be moved into this position. So,
how much they spent?
Right now we've exhausted 70% of our budget for this year already.
Okay. That answered that question.
Judge Jasperson also speaks about the struggle of getting a court reporter from Vegas and that Judge Sullivan of the Beatty Justice Court has it even worse.
Have a regular court reporter that was coming out here on a semi-regular basis to do that whenever we would call them and request them to come out. She has exhibited a desire to no longer do that with us. In fact, she's refused to do that because she's told us that she can make more money in Las Vegas doing transcripts for depositions and other things of that nature, and it's a waste of money for her to come out here because the travel to come out here, and then things get negotiated and she can't do any pages, so she doesn't make any money. And she's not the first one. We've contacted other court reporting services in Las Vegas, and they tell us that either they don't have anybody available, or the ones that we've talked to directly that we've used in the past that we have phone numbers for say they won't come out here because of that.
Right.
And you do deem this to be critical?
I do, absolutely. Just so we can comply with the statutes of when we are required to have a court reporter, and not to mention the cost saving on my staff. So my staff isn't on the phone for hours calling different reporters in Las Vegas, trying to plead with them to send somebody out when we need them.
And it will serve all three courts, Judge Chamley, Judge Sullivan, and yourself, Judge?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, any other questions?
I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let's go to Veronica right now with today's student news.
Hi, I'm Veronica De La Rosa, and this is your student news. Summer is on its way, and the Nye County students' last day of school will be May 23rd, which is also a half day. For Pahrump Valley High School seniors, their graduation will be May 31st, here at Pahrump Valley High School. Seniors, order your graduation DVD now, or order your digital copy by calling KPVM TV at 775-727-9400. It's only $25 to celebrate your special day. There is a private summer camp June 3rd through August 1st, Monday through Thursday, from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for ages 6 through 18. It will be sponsored by the Downbeat Music Lab at 401 South Frontage Road, Suite B. The cost is $60, and they will include daily activities including music, t-shirt printing, world culture, and health and wellness. For more information, call 702-412-6397. There will be a summer bowling league for all ages starting June 5th at 2:30 p.m. It will be an 8-week program costing just $5 per week. Call 775-751-6525 for more information, or pick up a form in the Pahrump Valley High School office. This has been Veronica De La Rosa, your student news.
News 46 WeatherCam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, let's take a look outside on that Glenn Lerner weather cam. We had some wild weather last night, I know that. It looks like it's pretty calm out there. Let's see what's in store right after this break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Don here with today's temperatures. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 87 degrees, a low of 67. In Death Valley, we've hit those triple digits with a high of 100 degrees and a low of 73. Amargosa at 87.63, Beatty at 83.57, 71.46 in Goldfield, Tonopah with a high of 69, a low of 46, Carson City at 74.43, Fallon at 75.48, and Fernley a high of 74 and a low of 49. Today in Pahrump, mostly sunny skies, a high of 85 degrees, winds coming out at north-northwest at 6 miles per hour, humidity at 17%, and our sunrise at 5:43 a.m. For tonight, our low is expected to be 62 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. It's currently 83 degrees outside. We're still going to have those 6 mile per hour winds, but now coming out of the east. Humidity at 24%, and our sunset expected around 7:37 p.m. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, still with all those clouds hanging out, but on Friday we have a 60% chance of rain. Saturday that drops to a 20%, and then Sunday up a little bit to a 30%. Temperature-wise, on Thursday we're going to have a high of 74 and a low of 56. Friday and Saturday both with a high of 69 and a low of 55. Sunday at 74, 57. Monday, 79, 59. Tuesday, we're getting back up into those 80s with a high of 83 and a low of 60. And then Wednesday, a high of 81 and a low of 58. So now if you can't make it home in time to catch the news live on TV, make sure to check out our Facebook page. You can catch the news live every night at 5, as well as any other news and updates, even on the go. So now we're going to throw it back to the desk with Deanna.
Thanks so much, Michael. Well, we want to remind everybody once again, the biggest event in town has to be Friday night's Jay Breslin fundraiser with the Randy Anderson Band. Randy Anderson is going to be performing at the Prump Nugget in the event center on Friday night. It all begins at 5 p.m. We're going to have a celebrity auction, which is so much fun, but we are trying to help out this accident victim. Jay Breslin, who is 31 years old, has 2 small children, and he was in a very serious accident when a car struck him as he was traveling on his motorcycle on Leslie Avenue near Pilot Place, and that was in early April. He was out of the ICU. He has since been put back in the ICU. He had some fluid around his heart, and he had to have an emergency procedure this past weekend, so we are all pulling for him. And Ski Sensky from Estates 411 will be our auctioneer. He's also the MC for the night, and we're excited about that for sure. There's lots of raffle items, but the biggest event is the celebrity auction, in which we are going to be auctioning off humans with some packages. So we're going to even auction off Ski, and we're auctioning off Sheriff Sharon Worley, myself, and a really good package that I have put together. Karen Jackson from K&I, Leo Blundo, our county commissioner. There's so many people, including Red, who is the leader of the Tribe Motorcycle Club, Ralph Pillman, and he will be auctioned off as well. 4 o'clock, if you're a biker or if you want to join the biker group and you have a vehicle, they are going to have a biker awareness run, and that begins at 4 p.m. at Petrick Park there on the corner of Basin and Highway 160. They're going to be traveling north on south on Highway 160 to the Prump Nugget. Everyone meets there at 4, and the Prump Nugget event once again starts at 5 p.m. If you want to donate, you can also go to the GoFundMe page for Jay Breslin or Jason Breslin, Breslin, and donate directly to that. You can also drop off a check here at KPVM TV, and we want to thank everybody who's donated all those wonderful raffle items, and it's going to be a wonderful night. We're going to do some good fundraising for this wonderful family. So we'll see you there. If you want to find out more, you can go to Local Prump's Facebook page or my Facebook page to find out more. Well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell from all of us here at KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.